"Where do you think you're going?" I called out, squinting against the bright afternoon sun, the shadows of betrayal pooling at my feet like spilled ink on a perfect page. There he stood, suitcase in hand, an unrepentant pirate ready to sail off into the sunset while I was still charting the ship's course. Only I was armed with a dagger, a refusal to just let go, and an ensemble that screamed, "I didn't wake up like this, I woke up ready for war." Just keep your voice down," he stumbled, flustered, catching his breath as if confession was a marathon he hadn't trained for. "I'm just going to grab some stuff." "Some stuff," I echoed, punctuating my disbelief with a dramatic hand gesture that could have sent the nearby potpourri candles tumbling. "Is that what you call the years of memories we built, our cat cafe dates, the time we adopted Mr. Whiskers? You know, the one you conveniently forgot to mention was allergic to coconut cream." You look like a guilty schoolboy about to be called to the principal's office," I interjected, steam practically pouring out of my ears. "How ironic, given that you're about to take your final exam in how to be a total jerk, and the only class you've shown up for is how to flirt with your ex." "I can't do this right now," he said, exhaustion dripping off his voice like cheap cologne. But of course betrayal doesn't wait for a convenient moment, it smirks at you while tying its shoelaces. "The truth is I've been talking to Ellie again." "Ellie? Oh dear God, not Ellie. You mean the one who popped up like a bad rash out of nowhere with her cool girl exterior and mind games designed to trap husbands." I folded my arms, a fortress built from the bricks of righteous indignation, sarcasm my trusted weapon. "And you just had to help her make a comeback, didn't you?" He exhaled, a sigh so heavy it could have sunk ships. "She wasn't just some ex, we had something good, Claire." "Good? Oh please, good is what I made for brunch last Sunday when I whipped up those eggs Benedict." "You made what was that?" "Oh right, bad decisions." I leaned closer, my voice dropping an octave as I savored the moment. "Let's not pretend the spark you claim to feel was anything more than a long-dormant fire reignited by your own stupidity." His fists clenched at his sides, and for a fleeting second I felt a jolt of satisfaction. I was a warrior in this battle of hearts, and he was merely my mild-mannered opponent fumbling for a strategy as I deftly tore his defenses apart. "Don't do this," he said, his voice faltering. "You're being dramatic." "Dramatic? I'm simply one part Shakespearean tragedy, two parts reality TV show gone rogue." I spun on my heel, packing the living room, my museum where the artwork turned into a backdrop for this bizarre play. "You thought I'd stay silent. Just fold like a cheap napkin at a taco stand." "You don't understand," he stressed, his voice crumbling under the weight of my revelations. "It just happened. I've been reminiscing, and then she reached out, and you didn't even think to consider what it would mean for us." My heart raced as I seized the emotional high ground. Here I was, managing our lives like a tightly knit Instagram aesthetic, and you decided to wander down memory lane like you were lost in a corn maze. "I thought you'd be okay with it. I mean, you were talking about, starting a business," he mumbled, his voice dipping as if he realized he was digging a hole deep enough to bury the effigy of our marriage. "Starting a business, honey, I'm practically ready to open a pop-up shop called Dated and Dismissed." I scoffed, picturing an entire collection dedicated to my emotional upheaval. "There be t-shirts yelling, 'I'm not crying, you're crying.' And mugs transparently designed for those steaming mugs of rejection. I'm thriving, and I'll have you know that I'm booked for brunch with the girls, and there are even plans for karaoke. Oh yes, while you're packing your emotional baggage for a road trip through the land of poor choices. Can you just listen to me?" His eyes flitted toward the door, the suitcase standing there like an unsent love letter, clinging to hope in a world of rejection. "I didn't mean for this to happen. It's just I want to try and see what's with Ellie. You have no idea how much history we have." "Ooh, history." I pronounced it like a haunted word, relishing the drama. "Tell me more about this history. Because last I checked, history books are filled with glorious tales of lessons learned through calamities. Are you hoping that your chapter won't include stupid choices that lead to grief and therapy?" "I am just trying to figure things out," he exclaimed, frustration unraveling his carefully constructed facade. "You've been busy planning your glow-up." I couldn't help myself. I laughed mockingly, a sound that rang through the house. "Ah yes, is that what your absence taught me? That I could thrive while planning my escape from your mediocre dream?" "Maybe you'll see it differently when I'm gone," he bit, and in that moment the gravity of his words landed squarely in my gut. "Gone," I repeated. Was that a threat, a promise, or just plain stupidity? "You know what, leave." I waved my hand dismissively, the embodiment of pettiness as I feigned indifference. "Leave, but remember this moment. This is the day you decided to trade your passport to happiness for a round-trip ticket on the failed Love Express." He took a shaky breath, the suitcase shifting in his hand like a reluctant partner at a dance. "Maybe that's true," he murmured, the battle proper ending in a whisper rather than the triumphant crescendo I'd expected. "Maybe doesn't cut it, my dear. Go on, drown in nostalgia, but let me give you a parting gift, a list of all the things I'll accomplish while you're doing your little archaeological excavation on your past relationships. You will be start disserviced, my friend." And just like that, he was gone, stepping into the sunset, unaware that I wasn't just thriving. I was redefining my very essence, a phoenix rising with glorious flare and a glittering cape of self-respect, while his X-file languished in the footnotes of my story. Is this real life? I mean, are we really here? Is this actually happening? Claudia stares into her phone, the dim screen illuminating her shocked face as if it's some kind of oracle. Her friends around her, perched on bar stools with overpriced cocktails, their expressions a blend of sympathy and amusement. The bar buzzes with the sound of laughter, clinking glasses, and that unmistakable vibe of pending gossip. Clara, leaning in, her voice a conspiratorial whisper, "You won't believe what happened. I just unfollowed Chad's ex on Instagram. She posted a photo of them together last night at that trendy new tapas place." Kim leaning back, arms crossed, mockingly, the one with the "We're just friends" caption. Please, if they were just friends, they wouldn't be holding hands like it's a romantic movie. Claudia abruptly, and to think I was the one buying him artisanal peanut butter. Throws hands in the air dramatically, where's the sense in it? What kind of betrayal is that? With every word, Claudia's fury climbs her face like a tide, and she pokes her phone as if it's the epicenter of her misery, a cursed device that suddenly became the vessel of her husband's new romance. Clara sipping her drink, smirking, wait till the gossip chains start firing off. Someone's going to post that photo in the group chat and then it will be legit. You know how it works. One wave and all the sharks will be here. Kim the sharks. Snickers, you mean the Judgment Brigade. Can't wait for Sheila to really get going on it. Claudia used to have it all. Meanwhile, she's knitting cat sweaters at her grandma's house. Claudia rolls her eyes and posting her bio on our high school reunion group like we care. Leans in closer, just like Chad cared when we got married. The others chuckle, but Claudia is halfway through spiraling into a more profound existential crisis. She scrolls through her news feed, each scroll sounding like a nail in her proverbial coffin. Messages flood in from concerned friends. Text message on screen he left you for her, want me to come over? Claudia's eyes narrow, mocking her own digs of self-pity. Claudia reading out loud, a faux thespian tone, want me to come over? Scoffs as if that's going to help. You can't fix a shattered vase just because you put it in a new, shiny cabinet. What's the plan here, ladies? Should we launch a social media rescue mission? Kim face lights up, yes, but without the sad violin music, nothing dramatic. We just need to plant the seed that you're thriving. Clara kindly but like thriving in a chaotic, messy way. We're talking about bewildered selfies at the gym, a Mayer lemon cake recipe gone wrong, spouting some self-love quotes. Claudia's fingers glide over her screen. She snaps a selfie, barely resisting making a sad puppy face but instead adopts a fierce power pose. She clicks post alongside an ironic caption, "When life gives you lemons, throw them back and demand a refund." Kim spotting the post, "Oh hot damn, she's back, go girl." Everyone's gonna lose their minds over this. Cut to the bar TV blaring the evening news. Claudia's resolve invades the air as she already senses the impending storm. A flash of her post appears on the screen along with an array of responses from old high school friends, frenemies, and that one ex who just can't seem to stay in the past. News anchor on screen with dramatic intonation, local woman Claudia Bishop has sparked quite the conversation with her latest social media post following her sudden separation from husband Chad Lansing. Eyewitnesses claim the drama escalated quickly. Clara leaning back and mockingly quoting the TV, eyewitnesses claim. Waves her hands, eyewitnesses are just people trying to eavesdrop at the bar, this just got real. Flashes of comments flood in under Claudia's post, supportive friends intersperse with passive-aggressive barbs. "Are you okay? Wow, that was a bombshell," and variations of "I bet he'll regret it." Claudia reading aloud, "Girl, I love you more than avocado toast, you're gonna be alright." Mockingly, "So glad to know that my breakfast options are rooting for me." Kim starts recording via her phone and narrates like a sports commentator. Kim excitedly, "We've got a major play unfolding here, ladies and gentlemen. Claudia is officially winning this round. Watch as she gracefully dodges the pity party storm zone." Claudia bites her lip, half glad there's excitement surrounding her downfall. She taps her phone again, posting infographics on self-care, essentially free therapy for her followers. Superimposed shot of news scrolling at the bottom of the bar TV. Local woman's emotional post creates social media firestorm. Clara with a giggle, "Soon they'll be live streaming your meltdown on reality TV, keeping up with the Claudias." Claudia teasingly rolls her eyes, "When it gets to that level, I'm demanding a soundtrack. I mean, if I'm going down, I want a killer soundtrack. Maybe some punk rock." The ambient chatter around them fades as Claudia's phone buzzes again. This time it's a DM from Chad. Claudia staring at her phone, wide-eyed, "Oh no, he wants to talk." Silence washes over the table as her friends exchange knowing glances, the momentum of their laughter eclipsed by the tension in the air. Claudia's finger hovers over the screen, caught between the impulse to confront and the strategic mind she just started to discover. Kim asterisk whispering as if sacred words, "You got this, babe, just remember, give him the I don't need you vibe, you're thriving, remember." Clara asterisk holding back laughter, "Yeah, show him you've got lemons ready for lemonade and no straw for him." Her friends burst into cackles, breaking the tension, but Claudia's heart races, a fantasy of strength battling the drudgery of reality. She softly mutters under her breath, even as she hits reply. "Claudia, this is going to be a long night." The camera zooms in on her determined expression, ready to engage, reenact, yet also bemused by the absurdity of it all, a sitcom ready to unfold. "All right, Jessica, we're doing this." I stare at my reflection, my best friend's voice echoing in my mind like a motivational podcast. Her relentless positivity always seemed almost unhinged, but today I get it. This is my moment, my time to shine. I throw on my neon pink workout leggings that hug me in all the right places, a welcome distraction from the turmoil churning within. "And cut the X from your Instagram feed while you're at it," Jessica shouts, her fingers stretching toward my phone, poised to approve my bold move. "If I see a single post of you two, I swear I'll unfollow you." I know, I roll my eyes, still half focused on getting my hair into that effortless updo that every influencer seems to pull off without breaking a sweat. "You'd think I'm the one who left, not him." "Exactly, you need to present yourself as a glowing goddess who doesn't need the mediocre ex who thought he had a shot with his past. You are a phoenix," she declares, her arms flapping in a dramatic flourish. "More like a hot mess express heading straight for Glow Up City." I smirk, but deep down I'm ready to rise. I grab a random beauty podcast playing in the background, something about rediscovering your self-worth. I'm all in. All right, time to value the me that was always there but got buried under his ego. The first step, a new haircut, because if there's a single strategy I learned from the queen bees of high school, a fresh look can rewrite narratives faster than gossip spreads. "Remember when you cut your hair that one summer and set off a tidal wave of jealousy among our friends?" Jessica asks, bringing the energy back up as we drive toward the salon. "You shattered that stereotype, babe. This is going to be your new beginning haircut, like a hungry caterpillar that became a ferocious butterfly, more like a rabid squirrel if I screw it up." I chuckle nervously. But here goes nothing. In the salon, the stylist turns out to be a gem. "Honey, with those cheekbones," she tugs and teases my hair expertly. "You're about to make Heartbreak a headliner." "I'm just here to channel my inner diva and crush some self-doubt," I declare, half expecting life to come rushing at me like an overwrought rom-com. As curls cascade to the floor like my relationship's promise, I realize I'm not just doing this for the aesthetics. I'm reclaiming my identity. I emerge from the salon transformed, a diva in shining armor with hair so voluminous it could evidently house small woodland creatures. "Look at you, glowing," Jessica squeals as we step out, catching the sparkle of the afternoon sun reflecting off my hair. Next stop, Bikini Body Boot Camp. She practically drags me to the nearest gym, the facade of glass and metal looming like a fortress of sweaty determination. I roll my eyes, but deep down I'm buzzing. Who cared if I just lost a part of my life? This was self-care. Each jump, squat, and lunge gets accompanied by a series of self-affirming mantras that might as well have been crafted by a motivational speaker high on caffeine. I am strong, I am fabulous, and I will laugh in the face of subpar relationship choices. I'll make my ex wish he had stayed where the grass was less green. Now think of him during that last rep. Jessica hisses like a drill sergeant, sweat glistening around her brow as she pushes me to my limits. "More like think of him and what a dismal life he'll face without my magnificent presence," I grunt, closing in on my goal. Fast forward to a week later, and here I am, strutting into a cafe filled with the kind of envy-inducing energy normally reserved for the red carpet. First stop, overpriced smoothies. Second, reuniting with all my lovely friends over brunch, determined to live my best life and stunt on people who dared to even whisper that I might not move on. To my delight, Melissa, a close friend from my book club, waves at me as she glances at her phone with a wide smile. "Oh my God, Cassie, have you seen your Instagram? Total glow up. You are thriving and I'm here for it. The ex must be losing his mind." "Let's pray for his sanity then," I smirk. "'Cause this is just the opening act." The conversations flow, proclamations of self-love and girl power filling the air. My phone pinging with notifications of likes and comments. Am I thriving? Yup. Living my best life? Absolutely. Every passing moment becomes a trophy, every triumphant smile a victory lap. And can you believe he thought he could find someone better than me? I glower theatrically, pushing my hair over one shoulder for dramatic effect. The girls laugh, echoing my sentiment. "We just need a montage, cue the 80s music," Melissa giggles, her enthusiasm infectious. Cassie sweeping through life like a beauty pageant winner while we throw shade at your ex. I'll toast to that, to better things in the universe giving him the karmic slap he deserves. I raise my smoothie, but just as I'm savoring my empowerment, my phone buzzes loudly. I pick it up nervously and a sinking feeling hits. It's a message from him, my ex. The glow dims for a heartbeat as I lick my smoothie straw nervously. What does he want? Jessica leans in, curiosity piqued. Read it, let's hear it, the final act of this tragic romance. I take a deep breath, playing the rebellious solo act in my head. Are you ready? I'll unleash the dragons. Come on, we want the drama, they chant like a chorus of well-wishers. Hey, can we talk? I've been dumb, I narrate with exaggerated drama, and just as the pit of my stomach twists, laughter erupts around me. That is the cue for a good reset if I ever heard one. And just like that, I realize I've leveled up far beyond my ex's wildest imaginings. Here I was on the precipice of my new fabulous life, ready to punch back harder than a pair of stilettos on a champagne floor. He wanted to be part of my fairy tale. Well, he was already late for the party. Time to dance. Can you believe this? He left me for asterisk her. Technically, it was asterisk you who spearheaded the Let's Get Divorced initiative, Jenna quips, scrolling through Instagram as if it were the latest bestseller instead of my life laid bare. Just saying, I shoot her a glare that could slice through steel. There's a difference between initiating a divorce and being blindsided by a high school flame. Right, she says slowly, arching an eyebrow, because being blindsided is totally better. Oh, shut up, you know what I mean. With that, I yank the phone from her hand, my feed swirling with pictures of Rick and the dreaded ex, Carla, giggling in a sunlit cafe. Classic Carla, I think, the epitome of the pastel-gowned, latte-sipping socialite. It's sickening, like she's been waiting in the wings, perfecting her swoon-inducing smile. Doubt she ever stopped practicing it in the mirror. Don't you get it? I nearly snarl, my melodrama peaking. He left me for her. That's like being replaced by a used alarm clock, one that flaunts its retro charm. Jenna sighs deeply, exhaling as if this whole atmosphere is saturated with my ridiculousness. And here I thought we were thriving post-divorce, not revisiting old traumas like a Netflix reboot. With another quick glance towards Carla and Rick, my internal monologue spirals. How did I go from being his whole world to a footnote on his social media reel? You need to get your life together. You can't let her win, Jenna insists, her brows knitting together in concern. Let asterisk her win. What am I, a contestant on a reality show? The amazing race to Rick's heart, she chuckles, which only fuels my fire. At this point, it feels more like a bad soap opera. All you're missing is the dramatic music. Enough. I snap, dumping my phone on the table as I rise to my feet, my skin tingling with indignation. I'm going to confront her. What, right now? Yes, right now. And before I know it, I'm throwing on my jacket, vowing to storm into the lair of my nemesis, all pep and fervor as if I were leading a revolt instead of just having a tantrum in a cafe. As I step outside, the crisp air feels electric, like the calm before a thunderstorm. My heartbeat clangs in my ears, and I feel more than just fueled by resentment. I feel empowered. I'm done being a shadow, a faint outline of the person I used to be. No more, it's time for the old me to make a dramatic comeback. Cue orchestral theme music. Minutes later, I find myself standing in front of a trendy bistro where supposedly past and present collide. The sight of Carla through the glass window makes my blood boil. She's laughing too hard, flicking her hair over her shoulder as if this is the highlight of her dreary existence. Oh no, this is not a tete-a-tete, it's an all-out war. I thrust the door open, the bell jingling, announcing my arrival like an unwanted interruption at a dinner party. Instantly, their merriment ebbs into a startled silence and the air thickens with tension. Well, if it isn't the ex-wife. Carla laughs, amusement dancing in her eyes. Is that what we're calling each other now? I retort, strutting toward their table. Don't flatter yourself, I'm more of a former option than an ex. Rick's face is a medley of surprise and trepidation, an expression I've missed watching morph into something absurdly comical. Can we talk about this later? Talk? Why, I thought I'd just do some light-hearted chatting at your expense in front of our friends. Maxine, this isn't the right time, he pleads, but Carla's laughter rings through like a bell, interrupting our spiraling dialogue. Oh, sweetie, she bats her lashes, this is exactly the right time. You deserve a front row seat to see how life goes on without you. I grind my teeth, the reality that I'm competing against an ex-girlfriend armed with past awesomeness fueled by youthful infatuation. You're so full of yourself, I scoff, pushing the boundaries of confrontational confidence. It's like you keep a scrapbook of your glory days. Newsflash, they've dusted over, and the war of words escalates. Carla flips her hair back, feigning unaffected coolness. Speak for yourself. Last I heard, you were a washed-up wife, or should I say ex. Time seems to stretch as our mutual animosity fills the space with fizzing energy, with Rick trying increasingly futile attempts to defuse the situation. Can we not do this here? Why not? I counter, does it bother you to see your two favorite women finally meet face to face? The patrons of the bistro are now watching intently, as if were their midday drama their guilty pleasure. You're still living in the past, sweetie, Carla taunts, leaning forward, fiery enthusiasm spilling over. I've always been his type. That's rich coming from someone whose personality is older than their last Instagram post. A walking yesterday's news in the bio, I snap back, teeth bared, fuming with every syllable. I should feel embarrassed at the spectacle we are making, but nothing but exhilaration rushes through my veins. As the accusations fly between us, Rick awkwardly shifts in his seat while trying to play mediator, but the tensions escalate and it becomes abundantly clear there is no mediating this. He looks from me to Carla, desperately wishing for a potion to make this disappear, but those two women are squaring off in the emotional ring of fire, head to head like gladiators preparing for combat. Come on, Maxine, look at yourself. Is this really the life you want? Carla smirks, but I sense an underlying fear in her voice. Oh, it absolutely is, I retort, my heart racing with each defiant syllable. I'm no longer just Rick's certain type of wife. I am the woman who's rediscovering all her passions. What are you again, the ghost of his past? And just like that, I unleash the moment of clarity that has been brewing beneath my surface. I thrive despite my past leaving me a wounded memory. Carla's face pales as if I've finally struck a nerve, and for a second I see not just a rival, but two women grappling for the same man. As Rick fumbles through apologies, the jab of confrontation has struck. A battle line has been drawn. I stand strong, heart hammering with exhilaration. Survival is not about winning a man, it's about winning oneself. See you on the other side, sweetheart, I say, tossing my hair dramatically as I back away, adrenaline cascading through me. As I exit the bistro, I inhale a deep, victorious breath. This isn't just about Rick or Carla, it's about reclaiming my life one fierce encounter at a time. Can you believe the audacity of that man? Sarah exclaimed, tossing her phone onto the couch as if it had just insulted her wardrobe. He left me for an ex he hasn't seen in years. What's next? A reunion tour of all his past mistakes. Right. Julie, her ever-supportive best friend, rolled her eyes so dramatically they nearly dislocated. What's next? A family reunion with that ex-pet hamster. Talk about regressing. Honestly, Sarah leaned forward, eyes blazing, I should thank him. This is the ultimate breadcrumbs diet, controlled portions of betrayal served with a side of bye-bye cash flow. Didn't you just say your therapist advised you to focus on your newfound financial freedom? Like, remember the budget proposal. Of course, darling, Sarah shot a hand in the air, mimicking a high-powered executive. Budget proposal, buy one big fabulous dress, proceed to strut down the street with a cocktail in hand, and let the world know I am a single, thriving woman. Previous budget cuts, how about cutting him out completely? Julie stifled a laugh, bullseye, but are we talking about personal finances or emotional ones? Because I've seen your balance sheets, they're looking quite optimistic. Sarah flopped back on the couch, grinning. Well, that's the game, isn't it? He thinks he's won the lottery, but little does he know I've struck gold in the aftermath. Right beneath layers of deceit lies the real treasure, independence and a little extra in my pockets. Wait, Julie paused, eyebrows shooting up higher than a catwalk model's platform shoes. Did you just say you found gold? No, not literally, Julie. Sarah waved her hands, dismissing the idea, but then she hesitated. But kind of. She leaned in with a conspiratorial smirk. I've been digging into his financial issues. You know the mysterious ex-girlfriend fund? Yeah, after some deft sleuthing. Wait, let me grab some popcorn. Julie leaned in closer, no longer interested in her phone. What's the tea, Sherlock? Right, Sarah licked her lips. So I discovered that he's been siphoning money since day one, every time he claimed he was broke. Yeah, he blew his paycheck on her, like personalized pillows that say, I'm sorry for my bad life choices. I couldn't make this up if I tried. No, you are not serious, Julie gasped, clutching her chest as if she had just witnessed the latest episode of a reality show. So what, he's a serial funder of ex-lover self-help projects. Exactly. And while he was out there playing Robin Hood of failed relationships, I was working double shifts in silence and silently stacking my coins. I've been embracing my savings like I'm on the cover of Most Improved Financially Friendly Woman. Wow, this feels like the moment where a villain unravels their elaborate plan in front of an unsuspecting hero. Julie leaned back, nodding appreciatively. I can just see the scene perfectly, you bounding in, wearing gold sequins and a power suit, revealing the master scheme of your life and his. And then there's the part where I throw that cheap breakup sweater he left behind in his face, Sarah added, now with a gleam of mock vindictiveness in her eye. Oops, you forgot your baggage? Classic, I'll be right beside you feeding him from my bag of popcorn while wearing a tiara, because darling, if we're throwing shade, we're doing it in style. Sarah chuckled, her mind racing through a whirlwind of possibilities. But here's the kicker, Julie, I ran the numbers. I'll be financially stable enough in 3 more paydays. 3, she emphasized the number, grinning wider. That's a month from now. Means I can finally feel free to explore opportunities, maybe a trip to Paris. Or put down a deposit on an actual palace. Julie cheered, arms waving like a windmill ready to generate some major energy. Right, except for the tiny detail of just letting him stay in his shadowy, dumbfounded state while I dive headfirst into a life full of adventures. He'll see me living my best life on his Instagram feed while I continue to do my thing, unfazed with my burgeoning bank account. That's where the fun really is, Julie interjected, leaning closer, her strategic mind racing. But what are you planning for tonight? You can't just sit here in your victory lap of monologues. Your journey calls for celebrations. Are you going to start marking notches on your success wall like some sort of battle flag? I don't know yet, Sarah pondered, biting her lip. But I think I should throw myself a divorce party. I'll invite all our friends. It'll have a celestial theme, rising from the ashes. Hellenistic goddess sort of vibe. They'll see my district of happiness, and of course I'll serve champagne and allege I handpicked every bottle myself. Meanwhile, she leaned in, lowering her voice like a conspirator in a heist movie. I'll pocket the extra money. Perfect, it'll be a lavish affair where you're the star and he's just a ghost in the corner. A breakup ball, if you will, and wait, what about that ex-girlfriend? We could invite her as I'm going to ruin your day entertainment. Julie's eyes sparkled high-energy zingers. Oh, absolutely, I'll serve her a slice of welcome to the new era cake with added frosting drama, Sarah winked. But here's the thing, if she shows up, she better come dressed like she's attending a funeral, because my career is rising from the ashes of this mess. Let's dial it up, Julie said, thrusting her fist in the air triumphantly. Let them sip on their drinks while you sit atop your throne of newly acquired assets and fabulousness. As they erupted into laughter, the air was electric. It was time to transform heartbreak into a celebration of independence, carving out a space that shimmered with every delight of self-reinvention. All that remained now was to execute the perfect plan, one that would light the Pandora's box of drama in the most dazzling way possible. INT. Grand Hotel Lobby Night *. The grand lobby of the hotel is bustling with the glitterati, a sea of flashing cameras and ostentatiously dressed guests. At the center of this melodramatic circus stands Lena, confidently adjusting her diamond-studded cuff and sipping a vibrant cocktail, her eyes sparkling with a newfound sense of purpose. Lena VO, who knew that getting dumped could lead to the best comeback tour since Joan Rivers. Here I am, not just putting on a brave face but rocking it like a couture runway. As Lena glides through the crowd, she spots Rachel, her husband's ex, entangled in laughter with a group of socialites. Her perfectly coiffed hair glimmers under the chandelier lights. Lena smirks knowingly. Lena VO, oh, sweet Rachel, still riding high on the I got your man wave, but guess what, darling, my rebound game is stronger than your hairspray. Rachel's laughter dissolves into an exaggerated gasp as she locks eyes with Lena. The music shifts dramatically, the tension palpable. Rachel, oh look, it's my favorite surprise guest. You certainly know how to make a splash. Lena takes a deliberate sip, the ice clinking like jabs in a boxing match. Lena, and you know I never miss a party. You've turned social climbing into an Olympic sport, haven't you? The guests lean in, mouths agape at the exchange, the bubbling tension making the air electric. Rachel * smirking, well, it helps when you're on top, darling, unlike some folks who just fade into the wallpaper. Lena, well, the wallpaper wouldn't dare outshine me, unlike certain people I know who have a penchant for dadding in the shallow end. The crowd titters, turning the spotlight even more uncomfortably toward Rachel, who now looks a bit less confident. Rachel, letting go was a smart move for your husband. We all know he wasn't one to appreciate real talent. Lena's gaze sharpens, her smile tight but her voice dripping with sarcasm. Lena, right, because who wouldn't want to trade marriage for a second act dressed in last season's regrets, but sure, sweetie, let's keep pretending you're the leading lady here. Footfalls are suddenly heard approaching. It's ETHAN, Lena's ex-husband. He struts in with the grace of a peacock, flanked by Hope, a model with an Instagram account larger than life itself. ETHAN looking around if it isn't the darling of the evening. Lena, the crowd collectively holds their breath. Lena turns with a confidence that radiates. She puts the cocktail down, stepping forward as if to meet a beloved yet odious relative. Lena, Ethan, I didn't realize moving on was in your lesson plan. Hope glances between the two, sensing the charged air, a smirk playing at the corners of her mouth. Hope * stepping forward, honestly, Lena, you look amazing. I hope you're not still wallowing in those old feelings. Lena lets out a melodramatic sigh, fluttering her eyelashes. Lena, old feelings, honey, those went out with last season's trends. I've been too busy inventing my own line of confidence chic to bother with your leftovers. ETHAN clears his throat, his smile faltering. ETHAN, we've had some great moments, haven't we, Lena? Lena smirking, oh, absolutely. I mean, who could forget the romantic comedy moments, like when you chose to take a second chance on someone who couldn't even take a chance on the truth. A beat of silence as ETHAN's face cracks into discomfort. Rachel's eyes twinkle with malicious delight. Rachel to Ethan, I guess you really do have a knack for making the best choices, don't you, sweetheart? Lena seizes the moment, smirking at ETHAN. Lena, come on, Ethan, we both know your taste improved the moment you walked away from mediocrity. The way you gravitate toward failure is truly an art form. The crowd bursts into laughter and Lena turns to address them with open arms. Lena, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the man who truly knows how to turn a moment of despair into comic relief. Applause, please. The crowd claps half-heartedly, but the mockery is too delicious to resist. ETHAN's face flushes, torn between anger and embarrassment. ETHAN attempting to regain composure. Look, Lena, I didn't come to rehash the past. I want to. Lena overlapping, deadpan, oh no. From where I stand, the future looks bloody brilliant. A single woman with a burgeoning career, a fabulous social life, what more could a girl want? The crowd roars, the energy infectious. Lena steps backward, hands on hips, soaking in the admiration. Lena VO, and here we are, a triumphant return where the X is the punchline and I'm the headliner. I don't need a man to validate my worth, I am my own entourage. With a flick of her wrist, Lena motions to the waiting crowd. Lena, so let's toast to redemption, resilience, and to the next chapter. The crowd picks up their glasses. Lena's gaze lingers on ETHAN, who stands flustered, slowly realizing he's played into her hands all too perfectly. Rachel fakes a smile, slowly sliding behind ETHAN, and in that moment Lena raises her glass high, a dazzling, victorious smile etched across her face. Lena, cheerfully to me, and whatever foolishness you two get up to next, just make sure I'm invited. Laughter erupts again as Lena takes a triumphant bow, leaving a trail of bewilderment and amusement in her wake. The moment solidifies, a sweet, irresistible taste of victory, fade to black.